Good evening. A 7-year-old child has been awarded £18 million after being left permanently disabled during birth at the Royal Glamorgan Hospital in Llantrisant. The child suffered significant and avoidable brain injuries after the mother waited several hours before an emergency caesarean was carried out. Today, Morgannwg Health Board admitted liability. Alexandra Hartley has tonight's top story.
7 years ago, a child born at this hospital suffered a very serious but totally preventable brain injury. A delay in performing an emergency caesarean led to cerebral palsy and permanent disabilities. For the mother, who cannot be named for legal reasons, it has impacted life beyond comprehension.
When you have a child with cerebral palsy, the entire family is significantly impacted. The plans and lifestyles we had and should have had have simply gone. We cannot do the things that other families take for granted with ease, like going on bike rides or going to the beach. Every day is a challenge.
After a 7-year battle with Morgannwg University Health Board, the family have today been awarded almost £18 million for medical negligence.
It took the hospital an awful long time. The child's parents complained immediately. They are professional people. They put together a very structured complaint. That was rejected out of hand. The hospital then undertook their own investigation, which concluded that there were no lessons to be learned, despite the fact that the child nearly died and the mother sustained very significant permanent injuries. We then commenced action against the hospital, and it was only a few weeks before trial, after some 5 years, that they admitted liability. So that process has heaped insult on top of injury for this family. This really should have been admitted much sooner.
But failing to admit mistakes is something this health board has a history of. In April this year, it was put in special measures following systemic failings in maternity services. In August, the chief executive, Alison Williams, resigned over the scandal. And investigations are continuing following the deaths and serious injuries of both mothers and babies, with some cases dating as far back as 2010. Today, the Health Board has issued an apology. In a statement, they said, "We are deeply sorry for the failings in care provided to this family." They go on to say they are determined to ensure lessons are learnt and improvements are made to ensure the best possible care for all women and families. But for the family affected in this case, getting compensation does not bring forgiveness.
My child will never be able to live independently. That's been taken away. The hospital is now rightly under special measures, but many of the same staff who were involved in my child's birth and those who concluded that no lessons need to be learned after my child was born severely disabled remain in post.
Well, Alex joins me now. A terribly sad story. £18 million awarded to the child. How will this money be used by the family?
Well, the family won't get all the money in one lump sum. It will be given in annual instalments to the family throughout this child's entire life, and it will be used towards things like equipment, to therapies and home adaptations. As you heard in my report, this child will never live independently, and the solicitor said to us that even though the child is now 7, it still requires the same amount of support and care as a newborn child. So that just shows how profound these disabilities are.
Now, this hospital and the health board are still in special measures, as you say in your report, and investigations are continuing into other cases.
That's right, and the solicitor you heard from in my report is actually representing many of those families who've been affected. She says that the outcome of today's case will enable them to pursue their own claims as well, so that is good news. Of course, if you are a family tonight who needs to use those maternity services, you will question whether it is safe. And I've been looking through the review today. It does warn it's too early to provide assurance that all necessary improvements have been made, but it does say there are encouraging signs of progress and signs that behaviours may be improving. Today, the Health Board also reiterated they take responsibilities for providing safe and high quality services extremely seriously.
Alexandra Hartley, thank you very much indeed.